Hello. If you're watching this video, you're here to learn how to compare variables in JavaScript. In this episode, we'll go through all the comparison operators and we'll cover one of JavaScript's quirks, non-strict equality. But we'll get to that later. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm here weekly covering everything from coding explainers to weird and wonderful projects like a conspiracy generator. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. It really helps out my small channel. Alright. Let's get into it. So we've got 8 comparison operators here. We got more than, less than, more than or equal to, less than or equal to, non-strict equality, non-strict inequality, strict equality, and strict inequality. That was a mouthful. Alright, so we're going to start off with the simplest one, more than. I'm sure we've all used this before in the past. So it's really simple. We've got our variable x, which is 5. And we're just going to show these example in an if statement and we'll just see what the answer is in the terminal. So what this operator is going to do is just check if the variable on the left is bigger than the variable on the right. So if we have a look in the console, we've got x is more than 3 and that is true. So if we change this here to less than, and it's going to do practically the same thing. So it's going to just see if x is less than 10, and again if we look in the terminal, we have x is less than 10. That is true. So these two operators are pretty simple, more than, less than. We're slowly going to work our way down and get slightly more complicated. So let's go for the more than or equal to operator. So we've got the greater than or equal to operator. So same as we did earlier, we're just going to see if x is more than 5, but as we got the equal sign here, it will happily take the answer 5 as true because it is equal to 5. So we've got true here, so x is 5. Is it more than or equal to 5? That's true. If I just change the value of x to 3, you can see we get in the console here that is false because 3 is less than 5. But yeah, the good thing about this, you can check if not only if something is more than a number, but you can also see if it's equal to it. So it just saves you writing 2 lines of code. This also goes for the less than or equal to operator. So we've got x is 3 here, and then we're just seeing if x is less than or equal to 5. So the same as we did before. We can see it's true because x is 3, and we'll also do x as equal to 5, and we've got true again. So underneath 5 is correct, and also equal to 5 is correct as well. So it's a very handy just to save you a little bit of time in the future. So another way that we can compare things is using the loose equality operator. I know I called it non-strict up there. It's up to you which way you want to word it. I thought I'd show you both ways. Now, whereas we've been comparing numbers against numbers, with the loose equality, we can compare 5 to other data types as well. So here we've got 5. There's 5 equals, and then we're just going to get the value of the string here, which is 5. If we tried this with the more than or equal to operator, it would throw an error. But this is the good thing about the loose equality. We can just see if the value of other data types matches the value we've set for our variable. It's a very handy thing to use. Before I get into the loose inequality, I'll show you the difference between loose equality and strict equality. So this is the strict equality method. What this one does, as well as comparing the value of a data type, it also compares the data type. So right now we've got number as a data type and the value is 5, and that's also what x is being compared to. So if we look in the terminal, we have true. But what it'll also compare is the data type. So right now we've got string with a value of 5. Does that equal the data type number with the value 5? The answer is no. So that's the difference between these two. This is the strict equality method. This is the loose inequality operator. So instead of using 2 equal signs, to replace the first equal signs, we have the not operator. If you're not aware of what the not operator does, check out my video on logical operators. I'll put it above the screen now. But in short, the not operator reverses what you would get normally. So let's, for instance, say you had the variable true, the not operator would turn that into false. And that's similar to what we're doing here. Does 5 equals 5? Well, with the loose inequality operator, we are going to get false in the terminal. So let me just show you that now. If I can type, there you go, we've got false in the terminal. We're also going to be able to check data types with this, because the loose inequality is just going to ignore it. It's going to take the value and it's going to give us a lovely false again in the terminal. Similar to the non-strict inequality operator, we have the strict inequality operator, and instead of having 3 equal signs, the first one is replaced by the not operator. So what we would have had with the strict equality operator, we have the opposite. So let's check the value of string 5 against 5. It's saying true. Now the strict inequality operator knows that 5 string doesn't equal number string. So if I change this to 5 number and 5 number, so they are both the same data types, we are going to get false. Does 5 not equal 5? The answer is false, because it does equal 5. The way that you word this in your head can end up being confusing. It's just easier to remember that whatever the answer would be with the normal strict equality operator is now the opposite, as you've added the not operator before it to make the strict inequality operator. And that is basically it for the comparison operators. We've managed to cover all 8 of these, and we've also looked at one of JavaScript's quirks, which is the non-strict or loose equality operator. Now you're a master of comparison operators, my job here is done. If you want to learn more about operators in JavaScript, I have various different videos before this one if you want to go check them out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!